If I could reach out and stroke those little hairs on the flight attendant's face without totally freaking her out, I'd close my eyes and I'd do it right now. I'd touch my mother's cheek one more time. Maybe you're wondering about it, but that's just tough, because I'm not even going to go into how she died. Let's just say she knew that she was sick, that she felt it burrowing, felt it gnawing at her insides. But the doctors wouldn't listen, and when they finally found it, there was nothing they could do. Nothing she could do, nothing I could do. Nothing. Let's just say she wasted away into a toothpick, and leave it at that, okay? That after a while, she was just a shadow lying there on her bed. Oh, and I guess we can say that I was holding her hand when it finally happened. I love to read, but my life better not turn out to be like one of those hideous books where the mother dies and so the girl has to go live with her absentee father, and he turns out to be an alcoholic heroin addict who brutally beats her and sexually molests her, thereby causing her to become a bulimic axe murderer. I love to read, but I can't stand books like that. And I flat out refuse to have one of those lives that I wouldn't even want to read about. And speaking of fathers, as soon as I was old enough to notice that I didn't have one, I started asking questions, like, where's my daddy? And how come Lizzie has a daddy, but I don't? Mom's face would sort of slam shut, and all she'd say was, he divorced me before you were born. If it wasn't for my Aunt Duffy, I'd never have even found out who my father was. My earliest memory. I'll probably be lying on a ratty old couch telling some nosy shrink about this in a few years. I was just about to turn 4. My Aunt Duffy told me she was going to give me a very special present for my birthday. She said she was going to take me to see my daddy, but only if I promised not to tell my mommy. I remember crossing my heart and hoping to die, and hurrying to put on my brand new red sparkle shoes. Then she popped me into her Volkswagen and whisked me off to a movie theater. I figured my dad was going to meet us there. I remember searching every face in the lobby, trying to pick him out of the crowd while my heart tap danced against my ribs. I could hardly wait to show my daddy, those new shoes. I remember the lights going down, the film coming on, and there still being no sign of him. But where is he? I demanded to know, on the verge of a major meltdown. Aunt Duffy put her arm around me, then pointed to this enormous face up on the movie screen and said, "There he is, Ruby. That's your daddy." My daddy? But he's too big, I squeaked. And it suddenly struck me that I wasn't going to be able to show him those new shoes of mine after all. I burst into tears, leapt out of my seat, and ran up the aisle with Aunt Duffy right on my heels. And then we were both in the lobby, and she was crying too, and hugging me so tight my lungs were collapsing, and saying how terribly sorry she was, and going on and on about not being a mom herself and about being clueless about how to do things like this the right way. And I remember feeling sort of guilty for making her cry. But then this sudden tsunami of fury crashed over me, and I started shouting at her to just stop crying, just stop talking, just stop everything, and bring me back inside the theater to take another look at my amazing, colossal, gigantic daddy. After that, it got to be a tradition. Every December, around my birthday, Aunt Duffy would come to pick me up and tell my mom that she was taking me for a girls' day out. Only what she really did